We are live. This is the Comment Hall and Roundtable Discussion. I am your host, Matt. We've got Chris in the building, and we've got Brother Al in the building. The three-headed horse. All right. Will Smallwood. What's going on, brother? Remo is in the building.
Big Remo.
Superflies.
That's just me.
Oh, that's just you. Oh. Superflash, what's up? Fellas, how's everybody doing this evening?
Doing good. I spent the day bagging and boarding comic books.
I spent the day bagging and boarding cars.
Well, I spent tedious playing fighting games. I played King of Fighters 14 and Street Fighter 5, the game that you hate.
No, I don't hate the game. I just hate the way Capcom released it.
You gonna hate even more now, man, because you know they got a season 5 coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lord.
It's the Super Duper Champion Edition.
Yeah, the Ultra 12 Vagabond Hexagonal Championship
Deluxe edition.
It's the Ultra Instinct Edition.
Basically.
Featuring Vegeta's downloadable content.
Right. Vegeta and Yajirobe.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, let's hop right into things tonight. WandaVision, the last 2 weeks have been epic. There word on the street that this show's gonna get canceled. That's the word on the street was. And it looks like to me they're moving full speed ahead.
That show ain't gonna get canceled no time soon, man. It has officially become the most watched show worldwide. It ain't getting canceled no time soon.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. The last 2 weeks have been outstanding. And then today, I don't know if y'all saw it. I saw news the next 3 episodes are gonna be an hour apiece.
What?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, y'all didn't see that day?
Nope.
No.
Oh yeah.
Told y'all playing fighting games, man.
Yeah, they said
I missed that.
a piece. Next 3 episodes, the final 3 episodes. Let me tell you something. This show has got a lot going for itself. If you're an X-Men fan, you'll love this show because it's showing you all kind. It's like taking you peeking, allowing you to get a peek into the X-Men universe.
Yeah, it's just a peek, but it's there.
It's a peek, but yeah, you can see it. You've got Monica Rambeau, who clearly we realize she has her powers are on the way. If she didn't already have.
Yeah, like this last episode with the whole her DNA has been changed on molecular level and all. Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, so we know what's coming.
Spoilers for anybody that ain't seen it. If you ain't seen it, please.
If you ain't yet.
Remo says it's getting bigger, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought WandaVision was a limited series of 1 season. No, I think they're gonna keep this around. It may not be WandaVision. It may be Scarlet Witch or something. I think they may rename it, but it'll still have that same content.
Right, it'll still be around. I mean, because they got a lot of stuff on the docket. You know what I'm saying? They got Ms. Marvel's coming, She-Hulk's coming. You know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier's dropping. Like, there are a lot of other shows. The title, if they stagger it right, there'll be a lot of other shows. So when WandaVision ends, you know, there'll be shows to watch. There'll be stuff to carry you until the next season picks up.
Yeah, it's not like how it was over on Netflix. When Daredevil in, you gotta wait a whole year for Luke Cage, and you gotta wait a whole year for Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you know, they all ended around the same time.
Yeah. The overlap is gonna be great for Marvel, and I think their ultimate plan was to have this overlap while movies was hitting the theaters as well. So, but yeah, I mean, this show just like goes to another level each week. And this past week was even crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get a chance to talk about the issue before this. I mean, the issue, Lord have mercy. The episode before this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just to see Quicksilver pop up at the end of the episode was like, wow.
Right.
It was kind of like nuts.
And I love the fact that they didn't just skirt around the fact that they used the Fox Quicksilver, the X-Men Quicksilver versus the Avengers. Like I love the fact that they mentioned it in shows like she recasted her brother. Like I love the fact that they didn't just try to ignore the fact that it was a different Quicksilver.
Yeah, this is a show. I think Lady Fantastic. What's going on there? Says I don't even know what's coming next. I can guess, but I really don't know. The only thing I can guess and stand on is that I think this show is going to introduce Mephisto.
Think so?
He's one of the only people that can tie them two, Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch together.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I've been saying that for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, because there really isn't. I mean, because for this show to be the supposed, the linchpin that connects to Doctor Strange's next movie, it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do to tie it in. But Mephisto would be a great little tie-in, though. And that again gives them that gateway, that doorway. They bring in Mephisto. They already got the Blade movie working. We not too far from getting Ghost Rider and Wolverine and Punisher and Blade together. Getting Midnight Suns. Like it ain't far.
Midnight Sun. Mm-hmm.
They could do it.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're gonna.
This past episode was like, it was like right out of the gate, and it just kept rolling the entire. There was not a slow point at anywhere during this show.
Like I that's what I appreciate. I was worried that they were gonna do the slow burn for a really long time in episodes, and it was just gonna slowly build and slowly build and slowly build. But I'm glad that they by episode 4 they were just like, all right, now we're getting into it, and they just got to the meat of what was going on and just put it there. I'm glad that they went ahead and did that, because I think they would have, if they'd have dragged on the whole nobody knowing what's going on and all that kind of stuff. Like I think they might have lost people doing that any longer than they did.
Fantastic. I still say I believe it's Mephisto. I've been since day one believe that's who the main person is behind all this madness. I just have this funny feeling that that's who it is, and that's the only person that can just tie them two together like that. I mean, we can't just jump straight into the Hacienda.
I mean,
you just can't just do that. I mean, you just can't do that. I mean, it is Marvel; they can do what they want to do.
Right, they could, but it would just be really strange if they just jump to it without any kind of without any kind of build up. If they were just like, all right, so here's Wanda and their Vision, they're doing their thing, and then boom, House of M, no more mutants or whatever. It would just be. I think that would just be that'd be too over the top if they went that route.
Yeah. Al, what's your thoughts on these last 2 weeks of WandaVision?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for showing up. And like I changed my username, never mind my internet, because I'll probably be in and out, peeking like Sasquatch out the woods. But I enjoyed them, man. I thought they were great. The reveal of the Fox Pietro or Quicksilver blew my mind, literally, well, figuratively, not literally, because I would be here if it was literally. But I was ecstatic, and then I mean, I know we were talking before the show started. I enjoyed yesterday's episode. I mean, I know it is kind of up for debate, but I just think like My thing right now, like I said in my post on Instagram, is I know mutants are coming eventually. I know it's opening up the door for other avenues. It might be Mephisto that's pulling the strings. I'm kind of thinking, looking at that the director sideways too. In regards to
Mm-hmm.
his actual machinations as far as what's going on. The fact that he's been tracking Vision and all this kind of stuff. But what actually confused me was the fact that even though he's been tracking Vision in the whole sphere, why didn't he try to help him when he actually was trying to get out of the sphere to try to find out what was going on? Now that kind of threw me off. Maybe he didn't expect Vision to get to that point. But even with that said, it was more or less like that added a little bit more intrigue and mystery. And I can't remember the girl's name, the one with the glasses.
Darcy.
Darcy, yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie, man. I really like how they dropped Darcy and the FBI guy. I can't remember his name in the
Woo.
mix. What's his name? Woo. Man, I'm not lying, man. The way they actually have added them in the mix, it adds a lot more cohesiveness to the whole gist of the MCU. And kind of like what you mentioned when my internet was tripping, about how Iron Fist and Luke Cage were on Netflix, how we had to wait, a year or 2 or 8 months for another show to come out. With the way they got these shows overlapping, man. I think Falcon Winter Soldier is going to start right after WandaVision, actually, or close to when WandaVision is. But in terms of the last two episodes, man, episode 5 just blew my socks off, and last or yesterday's episode, man, I'm trying to figure out who gonna rein in Wanda. That's my thing. Who's gonna rein her in? Because at this particular point, she pretty much just even though, and I can agree with a lot what Chris said earlier before we started, in terms of her power, as far as her power scaling. But like I said, just the fact that she was able to do everything that she did in lieu of the situation, in lieu of what was going on with the Halloween party, and expand that sphere to make sure Vision stays in the sphere, and then transform everything around her. That's to me. If you look at the as far as Marvel Comics, reality manipulation is one of the pretty much OP powers in the Marvel universe, and you got a few people that actually manipulate reality. But for the simple fact that she was able to do that, where she was expand her sphere and then transform everything in that area to what she wanted it to be, bruh. I mean,
Yeah.
she might not be comic book OP, but she is OP. You know what I'm saying? She got look, and I'm like wow, but I was thinking about this, y'all. I was thinking about the fact that, remember an Endgame when she actually confronted Thanos and how she was wrecking that Joker?
She was in his face.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty. I'm going out on a limb, but I'm telling you, I honestly believe that was the prelude to what we're seeing in WandaVision, and I think what we're seeing in WandaVision is going to carry over into the multiverse of madness. And if they don't, within the next 2 to 3 episodes, if they don't straight up drop hints about mutants in these next few episodes, we more than likely going to see some stuff in Doctor Strange, because they've already opened up the door showing Quicksilver from the Fox universe in an MCU move or MCU presentation. So, and I'm still believing that assistant. I know it was a guy on Instagram. We talked about the whole the friend that Monica was talking about in the 5th episode. That was the engineer. And
Right.
somebody had said that he kind of brought it to my attention that it could be
Reed Richards.
Adam Bashir.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about Adam Bashir.
And I thought about it,
Ooh.
and it made sense, because if you think about the history that Monica has in the comic books with Adam Bashir, they were in the Ultimates together. It was them,
Mm-hmm.
Captain with Carol Danvers, ain't called Carol Carol Captain Marvel #3. But it was
Right.
#3, Black Panther, America Chavez, and Galactus.
Yeah, it's
So
Ultimates.
right now, one guy had mentioned that when you watch the Spanish translation uses her friend in the female,
Context.
in the female context of the Spanish language. That could be an error because translations they could
Man, yeah.
right they could they could be screwed up at any given time. But
Anybody who's watched anime knows that one.
right, exactly. So I'm really hoping that if that is in fact the case, that we might possibly see, Blue Marvel in the MCU. I mean, at this particular point in time, it's right there in our faces. It's just a matter of how they write it, But man, I mean, I wasn't on the episode where the "We Told You So" episode, but all I got to say is that when you can tell. Okay, anybody that's in the chat that watched WandaVision from episode 1, I'm pretty sure you all had the idea. Okay, so they're starting at point 1. This is going to lead to point B. So at some point in time, point A and point B are going to merge, and it's going to connect to point C.
Right.
You wouldn't automatically just say, well, point A sucks because it starts off in this particular way. I don't recall any show or movie that I've honestly liked that just came out the gate, unless it was episode 4 of Star Wars, where after the crawl, that you just see the TIE fighters and all them shooting in space. But even then, backstory given before they even got to that point. So in saying that, I'm getting kind of scatterbrained, but in saying that, I could see that they were leading to something going from episode 1 to where they are right now. And the way they built this show up from episode 1 to current, these next 3 episodes, man, ain't no telling what we're gonna get. Like, honestly, there's no telling what we're gonna get because they keep dropping gems every week. Last night they dropped, what's his name, Wiccan, the one the
Son.
They had they dropped that. That's like a Young Avengers hint. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they had all this stuff in this show the last couple of episodes, man. And man, I'm digging it, man. If WandaVision is the blueprint of any of the other Marvel shows, bro, we gonna have a good time watching these shows, man.
Oh man, it's gonna be epic.
Set extremely high when it comes down to WandaVision as opposed to Loki and Winter Soldier and Miss Marvel and all the rest of them, man. So yeah, I'm pleased.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a believer of this, man. And you're not gonna say we told you so, but I'm gonna say again, we told you so.
we told you so.
Yeah, we got a few personal detractors that we've been trying to right the wrong, and hopefully now things are starting to change. But this is when you have a show that touches all bases. This show sets Scarlet Witch up to play. Remember how prominent Vision was in that first run there of Marvel? I think Scarlet Witch is gonna be the same way. So
I honestly think Scarlet Witch is gonna be the linchpin that actually opens up the floodgates, because we all know, I mean, Disney owns the rights to the mutants. Disney owns the rights to Fantastic Four.
Yep.
We have to find a way to bring them into the fold to where, number one, it makes sense, and number two, they can do it to where they build upon that universe. Because at this particular juncture, we've seen how many movies from the MCU? We've seen, what, 10 11 movies?
Something like that.
Yeah, some 10 to 12 movies. So don't think for a minute that they're sitting in them boardrooms with those writers and those producers saying, How can we bring Wolverine into the fold? How can we bring Professor X into the fold? How can we bring Jean Grey and Cyclops and everybody else? Because at the end of the day, what they're looking at their money.
Right. They're looking at the money.
They're looking at their money. So, that's the reason why I'm trying to get my giant size X-Men before the doo-doo hits the fan, because I know as soon as somebody and you hear a sound on the show that says snicked, or if you hear a sound effect that says bounce, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna be able to do that. But yeah, man, it's the MCU, bro. I'm telling you, it's this whole TV thing. I wish they could go back and redo Luke Cage and Daredevil the way they're doing WandaVision, bro.
Man.
All right. Closing thoughts on anything else you want to add there, Chris?
I mean, for me, I'm loving where it's going. And it's also I'm looking at it from the standpoint because like I've never been a big Wanda or Vision fan in the comic books. Like, when it comes to the Avengers, or even when it comes both of them, I was just like, all right, if they dare, they dare, and if they not, there was no big sweat on. But the show has definitely given me a new appreciation for both characters to the point that I have interest in them now. Which is which is kind of what you always want when you have that kind of show. You want the show to make people be interested, kind of like the first Thor movie was done in that way, that even if you didn't know who the character was, you became interested in wanting to know more because the movie was done well, and this show is done well to make you become interested in the characters and want to go out and find out more about them. I think the show is definitely gonna be interesting to me to see the bridge, to see how they form the bridge to Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and I'll also be happy to see where it goes from there, because giving with the introduction of the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange, it allows them to give us the Marvel multiverse, which everybody knows there's like 9 billion different Earths in the Marvel universe in the comics. So the Multiverse of Madness really does give us the option of seeing these stories. The what if show alone, when it comes out, is going to be amazing to me. I don't care that it's animated and not live action. It's going to be that is going to be a great little, like, hey, yeah, Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness was really good. We got to see all these multiverses or whatever, but now we get to see more in depth on these multiverses that way. And I think WandaVision is going to be I know WandaVision is going to be that bridge. I think it's going to be extremely interesting to see how well that bridge is built. And that that giving us the X-Men, giving us the Fantastic Four, and everything else that we've been giving us Moon Knight and whatever else they decide to pull in to be able to use this, because this gives us WandaVision gives us the vehicle. My ultimate hope is that we eventually get the X-Men, and we talked about it last show after we got off. Me and Matt and Remo were talking about it. Was like, I would love to see an X-Men movie. One X-Men movie that would allow them to branch out all over everywhere with the X-Men alone would be an Executioner song movie. Ooh. And WandaVision could give us that bridge to get there, because the Executioner song story in the comic books gave us all the X-Men, gave us all of X-Force, gave us all of X-Factor, and introduced tons of other mutants and other stories that were offshoots. So I'm anxious to see, as an X-Men fan, that WandaVision gives us that bridge to give me the X-Men that I love.
Well, I'm on this, and your response. If we hear the word Genosha,
oh man.
Hey man, we hear that, you already know what time it is.
You know what? I'm sorry. Genosha was actually part of the Extinction Agenda. I'm getting them confused. But the Executioner song, yeah, you're right. My bad. But hey, it's possible. But
right.
But what Big Remo said, as far as the character is benefiting, she wasn't even prominent in the MCU movies. The only time she really got, what's up, Derek? The only time that she got shine was, like I said, when she fought Thanos. She was pissed because her man was dead. What up, Jace? But other than that, man, shoot, bro, I'm telling you, you're absolutely right, Remo. She has heavily benefited. So many people, being I'm pretty sure y'all are the same in the chat. People be like, "Hey man, what you know about Scarlet Witch?" Like, well, this is what you start spouting off and stuff. Man, you know so much. Like, I read comics, son. What do you think?
Right.
But man, yeah, she's heavily benefited, man. And I'm telling you, I believe she's going to be a major cog in whatever they're planning for the next few iterations of Marvel movies. I'm telling you, man, WandaVision is a brilliant show. I don't care what nobody say, man.
I mean, it's top notch, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's top notch show. Whether people want to agree with it or not, they really did a really good job with this show.
They ain't got no choice. The show's gonna show them whether they want to agree with it or not.
That's true.
All right, moving on from WandaVision. I'm sure we'll be talking about that again in the near future. Ashton will be playing the villain in Captain Marvel 2. So we're going to have a sister as the villain. Now, if you say, Matt, who do you think it's going to be? I'm going to have to go with Moonstone. I think Moonstone will probably be the most suitable villain.
Right.
Let's go around. So, Chris, thoughts on that, brother?
Well, I mean, I had a feeling that whoever the villain was gonna be for Captain Marvel 2 was gonna be a female villain. As far as who, I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't a big Captain Marvel fan. So me and Carol Danvers don't get down like that. I tried to read her comic book. I think it was the 2016 run, somewhere along in there, and I made it like 4 issues, and I just couldn't do it. She's the character herself is an interesting character. The character is an interesting character. I think she was well enough on her own. We didn't need to get a twist on her origin and getting her powers from an Infinity Stone. But that is what it is at this point. I think that I feel like the movie might be a little bit better if Monica Rambeau becomes Captain Marvel. Just from an acting standpoint, because Brie Larson's kind of a boring actress. She doesn't really bring the character to life. And when you have a character like Captain Marvel, so you're sitting here, you're looking at a character who is to a degree obscure. They banked in the MCU on well-known characters, and every once in a while, they did, they gave us Ant-Man. They gave us Doctor Strange. 2 movies with characters that weren't really well known also, but they did well because they were handled properly. And Captain Marvel kind of dropped that ball. Like they didn't really, she wasn't brought to life enough for me. Like I watched the movie because, my thing, you can't debate if you don't know, but Captain Marvel wasn't really, to me, brought to life enough. Like even if they didn't own the X-Men, even if they had just hinted at the fact that Rogue stole her powers and she was coming out of a coma, the movie could have started with her coming out of a coma, and it probably still would have worked out better than her falling into a blockbusters. Like it just would have gone just a little bit better for me. I mean, at this point, whoever the villain is whoever the villain is. I hope it's a good villain because they're probably going to have to carry this movie.
It could be Rogue.
I hope to God it is. Go get Anna Paquin. She ain't doing nothing. Anna Paquin ain't working.
Well, I mean, look at it this way: if they bring Rogue in, Al, there's another one of those.
There's X-Men.
Yeah, there's another one of those cues. So we'll have to wait and see. Al, your thoughts on
Carol Danvers too?
Well,
Marvel.
I echo the thoughts of Chris on Carol Danvers part 2. And let me just say this. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm bashing Carol Danvers. I don't like her current iteration at all. The best my honest opinion, the best, and I wouldn't be surprised if Larry showed up. But in my opinion, this is just me. When Carol Danvers was her best was when Chris Claremont was writing her back in the Uncanny X-Men, when she went through all that stuff and Rogue stole her powers, and she went out to space and she became binary and she joined the Starjammers and all that stuff. And then when she came back, when Jim Lee started drawing the Uncanny X-Men and Chris Claremont was writing, when she was actually haunting Rogue, she was in Rogue's head because Rogue had done messed up so bad. They were fighting internally until they resolved that particular story arc. That was Carol Danvers' best. Now, all this recent stuff, especially with the movie, no. I mean, I'm with Chris. I mean, whoever the villain is going to be, they're going to carry that movie. Like Steven Regal carried that match with Goldberg at the time. But I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, I out of all the Marvel movies, man, the MCU movies, Captain Marvel was my least favorite, and that's because Brie Larson. I mean, they could have probably cast somebody else and would have done a much better job. But to me, she was just flat, and then it didn't help when she got the big head and started, talking all out the side of her neck for no particular reason. Like, she's the first female that ever was a superhero on film. Like,
right.
All right, ma'am. So, okay, what universe are you coming out of? But yeah, I mean, whoever it is, they're gonna have to really put some effort into Captain Marvel in terms of story, man. Now, I would really like to see her in the second Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Photon, Spectrum, whatever you want to call it. I'd like to see them come to blows in the movie. Now, that may be the case because they're setting up ground. Because going back to episode 6 of WandaVision, they brought her name up again, and Monica Rambeau said, "Please don't bring her name up in front of me."
Right.
So, I mean, who knows? That might actually be some seeds that they're setting to lead into the second Captain Marvel, because I want to know what did Carol do to you to piss you off like this, Monica? I'm sure it's going to be told, but yeah, they need somebody that's going to really be able to carry that movie and put it into a place where I can be like, yeah, I enjoyed that movie in spite of. So.
Excellent. Let's, we got people in the chat talking about Roe. If Roe comes in, we'll maybe get Mystique too. Yep.
The Brood. Oof.
Captain Marvel dropped the ball on the Nick Fury backstory.
Man,
that completely killed the movie. Yeah, that damn cat scratched the eye, man. That was
I was so hot.
Horrible.
I watched that movie in the movie theaters, and when that came about, man, I was so hot. I wanted to walk. I done walked out of movies before. It ain't no thing for me to just get up and say, "Hey, man, I'm gone, man. I see you later." And chunk up the deuce. Man, that one part of that movie like really killed the rest of that movie from that point forward for me, man. Like a cat, an alien cat.
Alien cat. All right. This train is rolling tonight. Go ahead, Chris.
One of the things I was thinking out on the piggyback, what you was talking about when they brought up Captain Marvel, she was like, "Please don't bring up her." But I think that it's going to be revealed that she blames Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers for her mom getting cancer. Yeah. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Is that she went, because if I remember right, she went into space with her or whatever, and then just being around her, and so latent radiation may have given her mom cancer. And then the snap happens. She comes back, and her mom's been dead for 3 years, and she's been gone for 5. And I think maybe she blames her mom. She found out that her mom got cancer from being around Carol Danvers because of where she got her powers from, and that may be why she don't like her. Which could, if they do make her Photon, which that's her call sign. When you watch the show, you catch it when Haywood is talking to her. He calls her Photon, so that's her call sign already.
Yep.
So if she do get her powers, we may see, them two duke it out in Carol Danvers the sequel.
Yes. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
All right. Tom Holland has stated that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are not.
Don't nobody trust him.
In Spider-Man 3.
Don't nobody.
Well, that's what he said, man. He said they are not in the movie.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I mean, I've already stated I ain't a big Spider-Man fan, but his Spider-Man alone is not tough enough to handle all the villains that we do know are gonna be in this movie.
I mean, well, you got Craven the Hunter, so you know damn well he ain't beefed up enough to deal with that.
We already know Craven's in it, or Craven's supposedly going to be in it. We know Doc Ock is back. We know the Green Goblin is back. Sandman, Electro. Like, that's 5. They one shot from the
Tony
Sinister
Blanchard,
Six.
Art
Like,
Anderson, everybody's in it.
right. Rick
Rick
Flag going to make an
Martel,
appearance. He's going to just show, woo! And then just,
Virgil.
somebody might get speared by Goldberg. I don't think, I don't trust Tom Holland. I mean, because we all know that they don't tell him nothing anymore ever since he blabbed on Civil War.
Yeah.
So they don't trust him with nothing. Which is horrible. Seeing how
he probably shot the scenes without him.
Right. It's horrible. They done shot scenes around him. He the star of the movie, and they done shot scenes around him to keep him from blabbing.
You know, Monroe did the same thing. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good.
The same thing for it was either Civil War or Endgame, where he was on a talk show and he was straight up. He wasn't dry snitching, he was wet snitching.
Boy, wasn't he though?
Yeah, man, he was spilling the beans, but I mean, it's easy. I mean, like my daddy said, a lie ain't nothing for nobody to tell. I don't care who tell it. So,
right.
You know, he could be trying to do that to throw people off.
He could.
We'll see, man. I'm sure this will change 2 or 3 times as we get closer to it. So, I'm sure we'll get some kind of films or something that somebody released that'll tell on it.
What's the release date for the movie?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I want to say it's either. I think it's next year. I don't think it comes out this year. I'm sure it's gotten pushed back due to coronavirus, so I'm pretty sure it's coming out next year. That'll be something that they want to have people in the theaters for. So, all right, we are rolling tonight. Next up, why in the hell is Wesley Snipes in another Demolition Man movie?
Now you gotta throw Sylvester Stallone in there as well now.
And Sylvester Stallone.
Because Wesley Snipes trying to pay his taxes.
No, he died in the last one, right?
He did. Yeah, he got frozen in the shop.
He died in the last movie. Spoiler for all y'all who hadn't seen it. If you hadn't seen it,
if for some reason you ain't seen Demolition Man.
Yeah. So somebody needs to explain to me how Wesley Snipes is in this movie again with Sylvester Stallone at 80 years old. Go ahead, Al.
I'm gonna take a stab at it, and the thing that came to my mind first was a clone. I mean, time travel out the picture because Wesley Snipes is 88 and Sylvester Stallone is 103. So
right.
Unless they use CGI to make him young again, I mean, either that or I can't remember his name in the movie, but it could have been a clone.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kicked his head off his frozen shoulders. Yep.
Kicked his head.
My thought was it's a prequel.
Man, who wants to see a prequel with 800-year-old?
But I understand that. But I'm saying that was the only thing I could think, because remember, the Demolition Man starts with him already being this really big, ruthless gangster, or whatever, and he killed all these people, and then eventually goes. So if they did a prequel movie showing all the stuff that earned Sylvester Stallone's character the nickname Demolition Man, is this the only thing I can think that's how he could be alive? Either that or a clone. That's all I got.
If you're watching this, Stallone, I got a better idea for you. Just cut this shit out and just work on a Judge Dredd movie and call it a day.
No, he don't need to be Judge Dredd, man.
Find somebody to play Judge Dredd and you direct it.
Carl Urban is Judge Dredd. He made the better Judge Dredd movie, hands down.
I'm like, when I saw that the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely gotta talk about that crap.
Wesley trying to pay his taxes. That's why he ain't coming to America too.
Yeah, Wesley's making the rounds, man.
He ain't trying to go back to jail. Don't nobody respect Blade in the prison yard.
Boy, you ain't worth shit. Okay, before we get to our main event, I want to throw this in there. And this is something that I had not put on the docket, but it's something that I did want to say. and this won't be a big one, but I do have something I need to say. Store owners, do not get mad at the customer because we bought a product at something you priced. I went to a store that will remain nameless in the last 3 days, within the last 3 days, with old Shannon. Oh yeah, he there. He just he just popped up right on cue. He already know because we talked about this. We went to a store. The Shine had everything in the store, but he had price, you know, what it's been priced at for years. Well, me and Shannon go in and we purchased it at the price he priced it at. So I said, well, I had a buddy of mine that said, hey man, can you go back and pick up something for me? I said, yeah, I've got to go down there anyway. So I'll stop by there. So I go back into that store. He took everything that we had purchased previously and that was remaining in the store and took it off the shelf. That's some bullshit. Brother, these shop owners need to get with the picture. You cannot get pissed off because we exploited what you had priced. And so you got mad, and just like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you took your ball and you went home. That's bullshit. Another thing, I don't know if you're watching or if you're listening, but I'll do the honors for you. Do not be in a store and then you tell the store owner his price is too low. It needs to be higher out in the public. That's called being tacky. And I hate when I go to stores and people do that bullshit. If you got something you want to say to the owner, you pick up the phone and you call. You don't, when people are in the process of buying, you don't say that the price is lower than what it should be out loud. That's called piss poor etiquette. And that's bullshit.
It is.
You know, I said I wasn't going to go on these hard rants in 2021. I was going to kind of take it easy. But after experiencing this shit this week, thank you, Remo's right on point. Museum need to sell tickets. If you don't want to sell the product, put up the red rope, get the Orville, and get the Whoppers in the icy pop,
and let people buy tickets.
Just walk around and look. This is bullshit, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. Too many store owners want to try to keep up with eBay. And I'm here to tell you, if you keep trying to keep up with eBay, you're going to go out of business. That's just the bottom line. You're going to go out of business because you cannot keep up with how volatile that market is online. And it's even worse because me and Shannon collect cards. I don't know if Steve watching. Me and Steve talked about 2 weeks ago. It's the same thing in the card collecting world. Cards go up overnight, so hell, they panicking. Well, you had Michael Jordan at 50 cents for the last 15 years. Now all of a sudden it sold for a couple $100,000 at the PSA 10. Now you're trying to mark up a roll card. The match what you saw. Same thing in the gaming world. I see this shit with Pokemon now. Oh, a Pokemon Elite Trainer set in Walmart, $39.99, but you sell it for $400? That's bullshit. In the middle of a Pokemon printing shortage. Now you got these clowns haggling Happy Meals over at McDonald's, taking the Pokemon cards from the kids that's at the Pokemon. I mean, at the McDonald's. Trying to get that hologram, one-of-one, short printed Charizard, so that you can charge $5 million for it at your flea market that nobody know about. I'm just calling it like it is tonight. It's bullshit. I just had to get it out of my chest, y'all. I'm not gonna go along now. I just pisses me off, man. It pisses me off when people do that kind of shit. When you buy stuff and then you go back to the store and it's off the shelf.
Immortal
what name is Hulk that just came out?
Immortal Hulk 43.
Immortal Hulk 43.
Yep.
500 issues of that book was ordered by some of these stores. 500. Oh, because it's a misprint, and we got to get this off the shelf because it's going to be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Can't find it nowhere.
Hey, X-Men Gold, anybody? Y'all remember X-Men Gold? You remember that about 3 years ago? Y'all remember that? Couldn't find one. Now you find they're giving them away. They're giving them away. This is ridiculous. Counting the pocket. As they say in Malcolm X, get your hand out my pocket.
Stop trying to run my pockets.
Exactly. Enough is enough, man. I'm just getting to the point where, like I told Al this week, I'll just get on the road if I have to. I know a couple of stores that I can go to. That's the one thing about driving around, is that you can go to different stores. This is what I told y'all last year. When these stores start shutting it down in the middle of the year, they start talking about we need help. Come shop. Come say no.
You didn't seem to want my money before. Why should I give it to you now?
Bingo. And that's the bottom line, because till 2018-14 said so. And that's it.
Yeah. It don't make no sense. I went looking for Immortal Hulk 43 and couldn't find the issue nowhere.
Bro.
But ain't nothing like a good road trip to go find some, because it's guaranteed there's some shop somewhere that's trying to make money and has no problem leaving stuff on the shelf and selling it to you at whatever price the cover price is, so they can make their money because they got rent.
Nothing is more aggravating than for a fact certain books are ordered them in stockpile, and then something like this happens, and then it's gone. It's the same thing with HaHa. We talked about this Wednesday, Al. We know these show owners order more the second print than they do the first. But then you go to the store and you can't find it. Or if you do find it, it's $562.14 raw. And I ran about this too, and I'm tired of Diamond with these piss poor wavy covers. I shouldn't have to buy a book off the shelf and have it pressed. That's some bullshit. Who wants to buy brand new books that you have to press and clean coming off the shelf at $7.99, $6.99, $8.99? Who wants to do that?
But it's because it's like I said, we good couple shows back. Now it's like I said, Diamond got everybody by the short hairs until they they thought wasn't nobody gonna walk away from them, and they could do whatever they want. They shorted who they wanted to short, and they overcharged who they wanted to overcharge, and that was just how it was until the pandemic happened. And DC was like, "Look, I'm gonna put my comic books out to people whether they through you or not," and they found somebody else. But Diamond got everybody by the short hair, so they figure they can do what they want because you ain't got no other options.
And Chris, you didn't see these kind of cover issues even when DC was doing it on their own for the what 3 or 4 months we had it.
They still doing it. DC didn't go back to Diamond.
Yeah, well, you see, we don't have these kind of cover issues with them.
Yep.
I mean, I picked up that Darth Vader book this week and looked down, and I said this was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Don't
the store owner mark up the book.
Right.
Just kick me in the teeth while I'm down too.
Right. You could at least take me out for dinner if you're gonna bend me over like that.
Damn.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
That's all I'm asking. Buy me dinner first.
Petroleum.
Yeah, you want to add anything on that?
Hey man, you said what needed to be said, man. I was, disgusted and dejected because part of what Matt is ranting about actually happened this week. Well, I know one half of it happened at one of the stores here that shall remain nameless, where the store owner basically told Matt that for a brand new book, you'd have to get it pressed. And to me, that does not make sense. You buying a book straight off the shelf. That's like going to a car lot and saying, I'm gonna buy a brand new car, but hey man, when you take this car off the lot, you're gonna have to go get it painted. Like what? Like I'm paying what I'm supposed to be paying, or what I've the price we negotiated on this car. But when I get the car, it's got issues, and you tell me I got to go fix the issue when I bought it. And then, like Matt said, you turn around and you jacking the price up on the book because it's a hot key. Books looking like they look like some off an box.
Duke pomade.
Yeah. Yeah, like you got the weight back here like you was in the 9th grade, bro. Talking about the do-rag and everything. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Some of this stuff is getting crazy. And to add to that whole Immortal Hulk thing now, the crazy part about that is that Marvel issued a statement and they updated the situation. There was some stuff in the previous book that was offensive to some people, right? So after they updated the digital version, they sent notes out to all the local comic book stores and whatever copies that they had, they were sent back. But I checked on eBay earlier today. Oh, man, they ain't sending them books back, man. They got them books on eBay for $20, $24, $30, buy it now prices. We ain't talking about bids. So like I said before, I understand the whole pandemic has got a lot of people shook, but low down is low down and nasty is nasty. And it's just at some point it's gonna have to come to an end, else you're gonna be eating crystals all the time.
Chili pop.
Sunrises.
Man.
I'm just frustrated. I'm starting to become more and more frustrated with the shopping experience at these stores, man. And I'll say it again. I'm at a point now, man, where if I need to get on the road, I might just get on the road 2 times a month.
Road trip it.
Yeah, and that's a shame. It's bad. It's bad when I see this shit in the car world, man.
Mm-hmm.
You sold that car for 25 cents for the longest. Now all of a sudden, because they talk about them on TV, you want to raise it up to $20. Remo, welcome to the club, man.
He rubbing his hands.
Man, had to jump in, fellas.
Had to get in on it.
Speak on this, man.
When you was talking about the wavy books, man, I must have got like 3 or 4 books, man. I don't even remember which ones they were. I stuck them in the box.
I mean,
when you was talking about the wavy books, man, I must have got like 3 or 4.
One of y'all mute y'all. Mute YouTube in the background. There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, I had to stuff them in the short box to try and get them to be flat because I was like, damn, man, I ain't gonna be able to get another one.
It's crazy, man. When you go to these stores, the books are $6.99, $7.99, $8.99, $10, and damn if you got a variant.
Oh, call it
if you got a variant. If you can pay $24 for that book,
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I had to make a trip today because there's another LCS I go to that's about, I don't know, about 10 miles away. And it seems like whenever I need something, if I call him, he'll tell me he has it, he'll save it for me. Like I went and got the new Taskmaster just to grab it, you know what I mean? Sold out everywhere else. But he was like, "Oh man, I got 2 copies." He's like, "You want them both?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take them both." You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But if the book spikes today and he's selling it for $7.50 or $15, then I'm, it's like, come on, man.
You know, I'll say it again. If the store owner wants to order 500 and keep 5 for itself and raise the price, all no power to you.
Yeah.
But that's what common sense would tell me. Common sense would say that if I think this has the potential of going up in price, I'm gonna order me.
Yeah.
For myself.
Yeah.
And seeing
he'll have like he'll have an eBay store, and you can tell like he keeps like he knows what the keys are. You know what I'm saying? And it might be his own collection. He'll have a couple of books up on eBay. Ain't like it's flooded with slabs, but you know what I'm saying? If it's like it's quality over quantity, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll have nice keys, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna have like just anything slab. Like you're gonna want to pay the money that he's offering. So he's pretty cool. So like I don't mind doing like today. I was like, man, I might just have to add some issues because then when I come down here, he's got back issues and you know what I'm saying, new stuff. So it's like I gotta fool with him more often. You know what I mean? Yeah. He told me today, he was like, man, I'll order you whatever you want. You want ratio variants? He's all, they might be a little bit more, they're more than cover prices are, but if I can order these, I'll get you whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? Other places like, I can't get it unless I order 25, and if you're not on the list, it's first come, first serve, and it's like, come on, man. Yeah. You can't get me a copy of that book? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there's no reason. All right, I see that logic. If the store is getting a variant of a book, that means he had to over order.
Yeah.
So when you go in the store and you see at least 10, we know there's a variant somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means you had at least order 10 to 20.
Exactly. Or if you say first come first serve, or you say I can get the first come first serve. That ain't fair for everybody, but hey, if you can get there before me, then it's cool. But if it's first come first serve, that means I can go in there and grab things even if I don't know what it is, or if I don't want it necessarily. If I walk past it, it catches my eye, I might grab it and buy it. That's what the difference is. If I'm wanting a specific variant and you may only have one, and I can't get there first come first serve, and the guy walks in and he sees the book I want, he purchases it just on the fly, then I'm out of the book I want when I could have had it ordered for me, knowing that I specifically wanted that book. And if you were going to get it anyway, I'm asking you for it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Provided you make FOC, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ask before FOC and he's like, yeah, I can get it, but if it's after the fact, then it's for anybody. But I mean, like if I'm knowing in a month from now a specific variant is coming out, and I did my research, and I'm like, hey, I want that book, and can you get me that book? And you're like, oh, I'm not, whatever, and you don't do it, then that's kind of like you're kind of manipulating the situation, because then you're trying to get me into the store knowing that it's a 50-50 shot that I'm gonna get the exact book I want, but I'm gonna leave there with something because I'm already there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the day, man, where you could just go up into a store and whether the book is a key or not, be able to just pull that book off the shelf and just take it up to the counter and pay for it? Like, why does it have to be a situation now? And I mean, what y'all just said just makes sense. But it used to be a time, man, not even that long ago, man, where even if a book had buzz before it came out, comic stores would still have that book on the shelf. And in most cases, the book will be cover price when it came out. And then if the book still, built up buzz after the fact, then kind of like something Matt had been mentioned before, one store that he goes to, the guy puts a few of them back. And then whatever sells out at the regular price, he'll throw them on the shelf and he'll,
think about this though, Al. When we were kids and we were buying off the spinner racks, everybody had the books, right? We all, us, our friends, we could all go to someone's house and we all had the same comic book. They didn't have stacks and stacks of books on the shelves, you know what I'm saying? But they distributed, like, in that month, you're going to get a drop of that book 2 or 3 times a month. You know what I'm saying? So every couple of weeks that in that month, you're going to get more and more copies of that book. You know what I'm saying? And I think around the early 80s, they started sending just specific, you're only getting 10 of that book or 5 of that book. And then when you would go, you would see the wrecked copy and then the 3 mint copies, and you took what you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how often were we buying duplicates of books?
That's true too.
We were only buying one book, and then we didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna buy the whole month of Moon Knight." You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that. You went in there, you bought one. Your boy was next to you. He bought one. There was a dude that saw you walking out the store and was like, "Oh shoot, I was gonna get that too." You know what I'm saying? He might have been an adult, and he walked by. And he's like, "Let me grab that." You know what I'm saying? So everybody
kept it moving.
Yeah, everybody was getting those books, but I think now they try and create a demand, oversaturated demand, and then they'll like bring you the books, and then they'll sell out, and then they'll say, "Oh, it was a key." And then what it is those stores have those books now. They can mark them up and put them in their bins. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. I'm cool with that. I would much rather be able to say I missed out on the day it came out. I'll pay a couple dollars more because I messed out, but at least I know I can get it going back to that store. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As opposed to it being eBay prices on the wall right after the day it comes out, because it's a ratio variant. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, well, you were going to get it anyway, but I'm going to quadruple the price on this, and I'm only going to have one.
That's the kind of shit to get my blood boiling, man.
But you got 400 copies,
Sit behind the car.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I mean, we go.
Like, if my calculations are correct, you got 150. You should have at least 2 or 3 of them up in there. Come on, bro. Like, you should have a 1 in 10, a 1 in 15 if they got it. You should have the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50. You know what I'm saying? The 1 in 100. You should have all of those.
You know what? He got them. But they all
That's what I'm saying. They ain't out there. They ain't out on the shelves.
Right, exactly.
They go in the CGC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, go on the slab.
And I don't mind that because that's your benefit as being the store. You know what I'm saying? If that's the thank you variants and all that type of stuff, that's cool.
But don't do over your customers though. In the
man,
you ain't gotta do your customers dirty just because you trying to make an extra buck. We understand. We get it. You're gonna get some stuff that we can't get, and that's totally fine. But when it comes to the stuff that is literally fair game, that's when it becomes ridiculous.
Chris, those 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s and all that. It's like, I know you got more than one, bro. Come on,
Remo, Chris,
put them out there.
We're talking about guys who do this to customers that shop in stores weekly.
Mm-hmm.
People, your frequent customers.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. You can't. I worked at a mom and pop anime store. Which is to a degree the same as with a comic book store. Your customers are your bread and butter. Knowing your regulars, appreciating your regulars, and taking care of them is your bread and butter. Because all right, you might not you sitting here and you're gonna go out and you're gonna keep the 1 in 25 variant cover of some comic book. You're gonna slab it and then you're gonna throw it on the wall to try to sell it to somebody for $100, versus making sure that the customer who comes into your store regularly every Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day they come in to pick up their pulls, and they paying you $60, $70, $100 depending on what they're dropping on what they're picking up.
Yes.
You putting You putting somebody who regularly spends close to $100 a week in your store out in the cold, hoping to get one person to come into your store and spend $100.
Yeah.
So you trying to get $100 one time versus $400 in a month.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
shooting yourself in the foot because you think you're trying to get over. It ain't that you actually are. You're just trying to get over on somebody. And in the long run, that's how you end up being on. Well, we going out of business, or we done had to move to a smaller store, or this or that, or whatever the
I
case
can
may
say
be.
the store that I got into, I know they on hard time. I seen their Yelp reviews recently, man. Ooh, they giving it to them, boy. They done went in on them on Yelp.
That's how it is. Go ahead, you Al.
Well, Matt know where I'm going with this. This is a true story. I just want to tell this story, and it actually ties into what everybody's talking about. Okay, so Matt alluded to a book by the name of Ha Ha that came out about maybe 3 weeks ago or so, maybe a month, somewhere between 4 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I subscribe to previews on Bullbox, and basically the way it works, you know, if you don't know, it's a subscription service where you go in, if a LCS is actually associated with this particular program, you pull them up, you register with that particular LCS, and then once they approve everything, you can order whatever you want online, with the exception of DC because they don't do previews. Because I guess previews goes through Dynamite.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, so the way it worked. Okay, so back in December, I was ordering some books, and one of the books was a book called Ha Ha, and it's actually written by the guy that does Ice Cream Man for Image. And my mindset at the time, I not only ordered that, but I ordered several other Image books, and I ordered 2 copies because that you just mentioned, Remo, by going to the store, being able to get at least 2 copies of a book. I said, okay, I'm gonna fix this. So anything that I wanted that I thought might be interesting, I said, I'm gonna grab 2 copies. I'm gonna go ahead and order 2 copies. That way it'll be on lock. So if something happens where this book actually blows up, whatever the case is, I'm good because I'm locked in. What happens when you order the books, the actual order goes to your LCS or whoever's ordering the books. If they approve it at that time, you good. You're supposed to be good. Let me just say
Supposed to be.
Well, I ordered 2 A copies of that Ha Ha #1, not knowing that it was gonna blow up like it did, right? Because I did that one, the Radiant Black that just came out, the Rain Like Hammers. It was like 4 or 5 Image books I actually ordered. I ordered 2 copies, so I ordered the Ha Ha #1. So we're gonna fast forward a month and some change, and the book came out. So I goes up to one of the LCSs here that shall remain nameless. And what happened was Matt was already up there, and Larry was up too. So there's a table at this particular store where they put all their books out when they get them. That way they can do their inventory, receive them in the store, and then the guy starts pulling books. You know, whoever has a pull list. So I gets up there, and Larry was up there before Matt. So this guy has the full box. He has 2 boxes on it. He has a short box. Bless you, whoever that was. It was a short box, and it was another box that he pulls the books out and put on the pull list, from the pull list. So he pulls out my books, and I just thought, I said, well, let me back up. Matt was asking because the dude was like, he was on that box, and the box had one box had a lid on it. And that dude was on that box like a hawk. Like he wouldn't let nobody go into the box or whatnot. I think he let Larry take a look, right? So Matt asked him, he said, what's in the box? And Larry had said, well, ain't nothing in that box, man. Now Larry is straight up Marvel. Larry don't collect nothing but Deadpool, X-Men, Carol Danvers, all that stuff, Black Widow, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so the man asked, said, well, what's in the box? Dude, ain't nothing in the box, nothing in the box. So he pulls my books out the box and he gives them to me. And I thought, I said, hold up, how come out today? So I said, did Ha come out today? And when I said that, the dude's countenance just changed. He's like, he was just all happy-go-lucky to like, damn, it's too bad for this book. So what he did, the box that he said wasn't nothing in, opens the box and he pulls out the B copy. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, Matt tell y'all I'm lying. He did this. He pulled out the B copy of Ha #1. I didn't order the B copy of #1. I ordered 2 copies of the A. I ordered 2 A copies, right? So I said, I ordered 2 of these. And then he turned around and said, well, if you ordered the book, at least a month or so in advance, we can guarantee you one. But if you ordered it within about a week or 2, we can't guarantee you. I said, hold up. This nostril right here started flaring up. So I pulled out my phone because, you can pull the previews up from your phone. And I went to where I ordered the book and it showed the date, which was like December the 2nd or 3rd, because I ordered it before my birthday. So I said, I ordered it December. So no, come in here with this, and I kept my composure. So what he does, because I said I ordered 2 books. So what he does, he opens that same box that he said wasn't in that box. He opens that box up, and guess what he pulls out? An A copy of Ha #1. Whoever it is. But so at that point, I'm like, okay, I got my books. So I just, I chopped it up with Matt and Larry. I paid for my stuff and then I left. When I got in my car and I was on my way home, man, you know how it was with the Incredible Hulk TV show where he got thrown behind the counter and his eyes turned green. That's how I was. And within like a split second, man, I got like hot, like heated. I'm talking about like I was ready to fight somebody, like for real. Like I was gonna turn over my Jetta for no reason because they ain't done nothing to me. So I immediately called Matt and I was on the phone with him for about an hour or so, man. And I was reading this stuff, and it's like, and I had said this in a show some time ago. I said it's gonna come a time where the previews, as far as the pre-orders, there's gonna be one of the things that's gonna happen. When you order that book and the book end up being hot, they're gonna try to jack up the price after they get it, even if you pre-ordered the book, or they're gonna try some kind of nefarious BS to try to get you either screw you out the book or to overcharge that book once it gets in the store.
Yep.
And at that point in time, man, because I'm a stickler for customer service, I told Matt, I said, look, man, I ain't going back to that dude. And Matt kind of talked me out of it, man, see what's gonna happen. I'm ready for the day that I get the opportunity to talk to him about it, because it's gonna happen. The reckoning is gonna come. I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm trying to get this dude money. I'm trying to bring him business because the LCS that I was getting my books from is about 45 miles from here. And I don't have no problems with these cats, none whatsoever. So I could easily just, whatever pools I have on my pool list down here, I can easily say, hey, y'all get these books for me. And whenever I hit them up, if they got books in stock, because I've been a long time customer, even if they jacked up the price, in most cases, they'll be like, okay, so we'll give you this one book for cover. But if you pay anything else, if you got another one, you're going to pay our price. And I think that's fair. Because they know that I've been doing business with them for about 4 or 5 years. And even after I moved from where I was back down to Macon, they still been jam up. So I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Well, these store owners, they'll be standing on Eisenhower Parkway with a sign that says we'll work for food.
Yep.
Because that's what's about to happen at the register on. All right, everybody. The main event of tonight is the top black action film of all time. All time, baby. We're going to kick things off tonight. I'm throwing one out there. I'm going with Blade.
How did I know that was going to be your first one?
Right.
Hey,
The
I'm
movie?
gonna raise you with Blade, and I'm gonna go with
Blade 2.
Hey, man.
it's the best one out the series.
It was.
Bar none.
Hey, without Blade, we wouldn't have the MCU we got now.
Yeah, but people forget that.
Yep.
A lot of people forget that. You know,
Hey,
that movie was both of those movies were great.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Blade came on the other day. I watched it on TV the other day.
I watch it every time it comes on TV.
I still want to see him in his green jacket with the brown pants on from when he fought Dracula back in the day. I'd love to see that on the big screen, even if it's only for like a minute.
I think that's why they're gonna do old boy who's
the new one.
Yeah,
maybe.
Mashallah Ali.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be like Wesley Snipes' Blade.
No.
That's gonna come. I think that Blade has already been done. They got to do the other Blade.
But long as he ain't like Sticky Fingers, the rapper on the Blade TV show, long as he ain't like that Blade, I'll be all right.
No, yeah. I wouldn't mind, like you said though, like you know what I'm saying, kind of looks like a normal dude, you know what I'm saying, with some corduroys on or something. Some corduroys and a trench coat.
Yep.
With some wood knives.
Man.
Blade was the shit, man.
Man, Blade was the new Shaft.
Yeah.
That's my first one. That's my first top Shaft.
Yeah, I would say which is another one of the top movies. I got another one.
See, so, what you got? If you go with that though, you're gonna forget what you said. The best black action movies. You got to take the movie that got action in its name. Action Jack.
Man, Action Jackson.
It's over there, man. How you like a real?
He had the super serum, and he wasn't even, you know what I'm saying, using it for. He was using it on the streets. It was jumping over Oldsmobiles. You know what I'm saying?
The original Hero for Hire.
Action Jack.
No, that came out of 88. Was it 88?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Passenger 57?
All of Wesley's movies weren't great. I don't know if we can count down. I don't know.
I'm just throwing out there. Passenger 57.
Right. Passenger 57 was good right up until Always Bet on Black. Right up to that line.
See, but you know what I'm saying? I always put him in the same category as like a Fred Williamson. You know what I'm saying? Like in those movies, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just a tough. You know what I mean? Like
right.
He could say anything, and you was just gonna say he was so cool he could pull it off. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't put him in the same category as like a. He wasn't like you know what I mean? Like I couldn't hold him to any one standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was wild, inappropriate in that movie, flirting with the lady who he was working with. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like he was an action dude. That was it. He was just a tough. You knew he could pull it off. A whole plane full of terrorists and one dude.
Right.
I'm a bet on black. You know what I'm saying?
Always bet on black.
I'm a bet on black.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Only
I think of that as a comedy more than I think of it as an action movie.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for Banana and Tailpipe.
There was actually the first scene when he was on the back of that truck with the cigarettes. He was bouncing around on the chain.
All right. The Last Dragon.
Oh, that's what? Man, Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon? Bruh.
Hey, man, I love The Last Dragon, but action movie, it ain't, man. I'm sorry. Because Darius McCray, may rest in peace. I think that's his name.
Shonuff.
Shonuff couldn't fight. The Shogun of Harlem had no fight skills.
He had no hands.
But you know what, though? It was an action movie of a different time period. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did action movies differently back then. Because you think about it, Ralph Macchio's The Karate Kid didn't get taught no martial arts to be the Karate Kid. They didn't have a fight coordinator for that movie. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different time. They didn't. There was no internet. There was no fact checking after the movie came out. Because if Last Dragon came out now, man, there'd be so many people that would be so mad at that movie.
Last Dragon was like a dance video. You know what I mean? It was like
really long,
over
really long music video.
You know what I mean? The best part was when he was trying to sneak into the noodle factory, and it was like, or the fortune cookie factory, and it was like, bro, like really? Like you could have walked
Directed
through the
Yo
front door.
Pizza, the Daddy Green's Pizza.
Yeah, man. So I mean, some of that stuff was like a little corny, you know what I'm saying? But like
Loved it,
Action Jacks, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, Three the Hard Way, Black Belt Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Up in Harlem, you know what I'm saying? Like you got all of them were like you tell a story. Oh man, you know what
Ozone
I'm
battling the broom.
choking them out.
Well, speaking of Black Belt Jones, I'm gonna bring up a movie that was similar to that, but it was common, but it did have action in it. It's one of my favorites.
Black Dynamite.
My favorite scene is when they at the diner and Tommy Davis said, "You can't get no service up in here. Bitch, do you see us?"
Yeah, talking about snakes and led the snake went to the whole bill thing, small penis and all that kind of stuff.
This shit is hilarious, dog. Like, movie is underrated, man. Because they
way underrated.
Hey, that's the most funniest serious movie that you can watch. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
that movie has a straight. It's got it all, man. You know, if you sit up and watch it, like it's got a good story behind it. The plot is thick. You know what I mean? And it's just like an old exploit, like the real, like I said, Hell Up in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Black Godfather, all that stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, like those movies, they were serious, but they were action movies. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they were. You know what I mean? Like even Superfly. You know what I mean? When you watch Superfly, the opening scene,
not the new one.
Got a dope fiend. You know what I'm saying? Jump over hurdle the fence in high heels. You know what I'm saying? Like
not the new one, Doc.
I haven't seen.
I
haven't seen the new one.
I didn't see it. I didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Like yeah. JD's Revenge was one.
Hey, Al,
had Luke Gossett playing second fiddle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean says Three the Hard Way, which is one I was gonna mention. Black Belt Jones in Beverly Hills Cop 2 was more action than the first, and he also talks in there Four Brothers.
Now, Four Brothers was a good movie.
That was the
Definitely.
one with Andre 3000 in them, right?
Yeah.
Andre 3000,
Mark
Wahlberg, Tyrese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good movie, man. That one flew under the radar.
I think I was in Detroit when they were filming that.
Yeah,
that was that movie. That one.
Yeah, what do you call it? Like I honestly like the new Shaft. Like I was a big fan of the old Shaft. That one shot, not the new Shaft, not the newest new one, where his son was on there or whatever, but the original
the first one with Samuel.
Yeah. That one was good. You know what I'm saying? Had what's his name? Batman. What's his name? Christian Bale. Was the
Jordan Clooney.
Yeah, Jordan. Who was it? What's his name? Peoples Hernandez, right? The old boy was Peoples Hernandez, right?
Yep, that was him.
That one was good. Yeah, that one was good. I wasn't bad at that remake, but now I didn't see the Superfly one. I was kind of like, I can't do it, man.
Right.
I got one. New Jack City.
Ooh.
That was more
New Jack City
than action. I mean, it's got a little action, but I would have to put that one under drama.
That's drama. Yeah.
Definitely a career launcher.
Yeah. Action though, as far as like okay, well, what would you consider Dead Presidents action? Drama?
A little both.
I'm gonna give you a good one. Set It Off.
Set It Off.
Set It Off. Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, like one. That was like a build up though to like a heist, right?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Deep Cover?
That didn't have enough. That had like one scene when he shot the dude in the bathroom at the club.
Jay says the Bad Boys trilogy.
I haven't seen the
Yeah,
third one, but I'll definitely say that. I'll
the
definitely.
first two. Yeah, I haven't seen the third one.
I know most people might not like it, but I find I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Woo!
You nasty mother.
That's
That was all action.
Yeah, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker was a. I mean, yeah, it was it was a Wayne's movie kind of deal, but it was
all
still
action though.
yeah,
It was all
definitely a good action movie.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown,
Fox Brown more of a drama too.
drama, crime drama.
man, but I'm gonna like anything Pam Grier in, so that's just
Yeah.
a given though.
Nah,
Now, Coffee was an action movie.
yep.
Coffee.
Yeah.
She had the little sawed-off shotgun like my dad. Yeah, she had that little sawed-off barrel, double barrel.
Ready for it.
You know what I'm saying? I remember watching that as a kid and being like, "Damn, she got the same gun as you."
Classic, man. I got that movie, but I didn't bring it up here. But Isaac Hayes and that soundtrack, man, is awesome.
Which one?
Truck Turner.
Oh, Truck Turner was the ooh.
With Michelle Nichols looking all scrumptious. Is If y'all never seen that movie, if y'all familiar,
Truck Turner, man. He said, "Man, that's Truck Turner."
That's
You didn't say we was killing Truck Turner.
But yeah, if you've never seen Lieutenant Uhura in anything else, check out Truck Turner.
All right, I'll say it for the casuals watching tonight, the casual fan. Black Panther.
Go ahead and get that out of the way. Go ahead and just get that one out of the way.
Black Panther.
Black Panther is the right before the tip.
It's like the new standard for black action.
Yeah,
movies.
man. Like you got to outdo that one, man. Coogler
Yeah.
outdid it though. Like, well, I ain't gonna say he outdid himself, but he set a high bar.
Man.
A high bar, and if that's any sliver of what they're gonna give to the Disney Plus, if that's good, man, we in for a treat, man. I just hope they don't keep raising the prices before
Training Day.
Oh man, yeah, Training Day definitely. You know, Denzel at some people's opinion, Denzel at his best.
Yeah.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
This was to me, this was an underrated movie, and Brock brought up Posse. Posse was a good movie too.
Posse was
I
fire.
totally forgot about Posse. Yeah.
Posse was fire.
But this right here, a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
Book Eli.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love this movie, and that twist at the end.
I watch it every time it come on.
But man, I'm like, boy, this is one of Denzel Washington's most underrated movies, in my opinion. It don't really get to shine because a lot of people. This is an action movie, and the dude is actually getting down, man. And I don't know what he's doing, Tai Chi or something, but whatever he's doing, boy, he getting down. So if you haven't seen this movie, please check it out. It's a good movie.
What about his other movies like
Equalizer?
Equalizer,
you know what I'm saying? What's the one where he had the he protected the dude, the daughter got kidnapped by the cartel or whatever.
Was it Man on
Fire?
Man on Fire.
Man, my pops used to watch that one. That one was cold.
Yeah, Man on Fire is a good one. I got that one downstairs too.
Yeah, that fool went crazy. Man on Fire went crazy. He was like, "That's what I'm paid for. I'm gonna say it to you."
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State was a good action movie.
I'll
give it that. That's one of my favorite Will Smith movies. Virtuosity was really good. Young Russell Crowe, early career Russell Crowe and Denzel and Virtuosity. Very underrated movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I Am Legend was pretty good too from Will Smith.
I Am Legend, yeah.
I Am Legend, yeah. I heard that he was gonna try and bring that back.
Well, you know what? The crazy part of it is I got the DVD.
An alternate ending, right?
Right, the alternate. You don't know he actually lived if you watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
he died in the theater version, but
that's what I'm saying.
Another version.
They got the other version. If you watch the second alternate ending,
yep,
they don't fuck with him. They turn around and leave.
And the ending credits. He riding down the road with old girl and the little boy that they say. So it's possible.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there was an alternate ending to the movie.
Yeah, you gotta get the DVD. You gotta get the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about Ghost Dog?
Changes it all though.
Oh, Ghost Dog.
They changed the whole ending, remember? Because it was like they just wanted the girl.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He just gave her the girl, remember? And then when he gave her
that girl monster, and then they just left.
Yeah, he was just like, and then he was like, looked at him like he was gonna fuck with him, but he was like, yeah, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? And he just left.
Yeah.
But then that could also set up a whole universe where there's those people out there. You know, like more of them. You know what I mean? So
right,
Ricochet. I forgot about Ricochet.
This guy did that dude dirty,
bro.
Golly.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Ricochet. Bro, had him fucking the prostitute.
And he was drugged up too, man.
Gave him the herpes, dog. Gave him the herpes.
Straight up, man.
X in the building.
That's two falling. That's the one. Hold up, is that the one where Denzel was the detective going after the dude that could switch bodies and stuff?
Nah, it was a demon. It was a demon that got inside of a.
Yeah.
Then it got into him at the end, and he had to kill himself so that he wouldn't travel.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one too.
But then it still traveled because it jumped into the cat or whatever.
Jumped to the cat at the end of the movie. Yep.
So it was like that movie was hard, man. That movie was
hard. There's one. I'm trying to. We already talked about Ghost Dog. Art of War was an interesting Wesley Snipes movie.
that was at a weird time.
It was definitely a sleeper hit.
Yeah,
I would definitely say that.
That was in between Passenger 57 and Blade, right?
I think so. Yeah.
After he did those, like he was kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
After Art of War, he fell off.
I mean, which is kind of understandable. Art of War wasn't that great.
I remember going and just seeing that and just being confused, man. Like, is this remember when they would have those African dance type traveling shows back in the day? That's what it reminded me of, man. It was on some other.
I was waiting on somebody to say Media Man.
Yep.
I was waiting on that one to come up.
That's a good movie, man.
You know, Sean, and Varangian and
Leonard Part 6. He said Leonard Part 6.
Who's that?
Leonard Part 6. Oh my God.
Hey X, I hope you at home.
Yeah, X. I'm mad at X right now. He reminded me of that old terrible ass movie, man.
But you know what though? I give Leonard Part 6 credit for ingenuity because
that's what I want.
Because the trailers,
that movie could have been good.
The trailers. They put out 5 trailers before the movie came out in theaters, and each trailer was Leonard Parts 1 through 5, which is why the movie was Leonard Part 6.
But I know that movie could have been so dope, but it was him being Cliff Huxtable dancing on his way to dinner through the whole movie.
I mean, you might as well put Ghost Dad on the list if we're gonna talk about Leonard Part 6.
Like, I'm gonna throw a couple others into the mix.
Boy,
money. Okay. So if that's if you bring that in, then we got to be able to bring in the Lethal Weapon, man. All the Lethal Weapon movies.
Lethal Weapon 4 was really the best. The most action was in 4 when Jet Li joined him.
That's on 4, boy. Jet Li got up in there and started cooking grits, man. Good God Almighty.
Even the Rush Hour movie,
first one at least.
Yeah.
Rush
Hour.
What about, was all right.
What about the Predator number 2?
No, yes, sir. Man, the Predator 2 was good, man.
Predator 2 was dope.
I am not a fan of Predator 2.
I'm always be partial to the first one just because.
Yeah.
Right. 2, Number two is highly underrated because if they release a movie, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be in that context, like a man versus one of them things, and not like you're gonna have a bunch of guns and all that. You're gonna be fighting that fool in the hood.
Yeah,
You're gonna get your ass in the hood.
Right. The way they flipped that story in part 2, man, was just straight up. Like Remo said, man, they didn't have no other direction. What they gonna do? They gonna show them in Vietnam, kill them.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, they had to.
You ain't gonna be running around in Afghanistan,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be an urban setting. It has to be.
Right.
Or it's gonna be when they show them, it's gonna be them hunting other species in the galaxy. It ain't gonna be humans.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be just different species all the time. Holy might.
What about American Gangster?
Human tornado.
What you say, Sean? I mean, Chris?
Human tornado. Dolomite human tornado.
You said American Gangster?
I said American Gangster.
Oh, you gonna shoot me in front of all these folks out here, man? Boom!
Straight up, Puff. You went straight up with that
Dolomite.
45.
Dolomite.
45 and limping through the whole damn movie.
Right.
He limped up every damn staircase and down he was up against every wall. He was all over the place. He was all over the place in that movie. Danny Glover showed itself, man. Petey Wheatstraw was cold, boy.
The devil's son-in-law, the high sheriff of hell. Boy, you talk about a Rudy Ray Moore fan? Bro, that man said, I've been known to brag nor to boast. I can sit on a tombstone and produce baby ghost. Oh, God. This was a good one.
Walk it off.
Yeah. Some of his Scorpion.
You know what? That movie was good when it came out, but man, I'm telling you, it did not age well. Scorpion.
Hey, stick yourself on the Mac. I didn't want to bring the Mac up. The Mac was more drama. It was more all verbal.
Right.
Except for the fight in the pool hall, but that was just somebody getting hit with a pool stick. You know what I mean?
And when they blew up Pretty Tony. Stick yourself, Tony. Stick yourself, Tony! Stick yourself again.
Oh, man.
Stick yourself, Tony. Boy, that jungle right there, boy, they messed him up. Right. What he thought he did. Man, that was jacked up.
Stick yourself, Tony. Yeah, man. I think though, Action Jackson though, hands down from the beginning credits to the end of that movie was an action. It was an adrenaline rush. What
about Django Unchained?
You know what? I want to watch that tonight. I like that movie, man. It's got a lot of stuff to unpack in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot going on from the story to the outfits he wears to the characters.
The story, the way it's written. I don't even think that they understand the way they wrote the story for those that know the gems that is in that story. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're saying a lot without saying a lot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody misses over that because it's so violent.
Yeah.
It's so violent that you forget all of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that movie has got a lot, man. It's one of those movies I like to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't watch it all the time because my daughter's always awake, so I don't.
Yeah, you can't. That ain't.
Can't even.
That ain't a kid movie.
Chance to watch it. You know what I'm saying? But just the story, that was a good one. Low Down Dirty Shame was highly underrated, Jace. Highly underrated. Because he was on. That was when Keenan was on his superhero shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was feeling himself. He could make anything he wanted in Hollywood.
Yep.
And that was his Black James Bond. That was his Shaft. And I think that movie was great because it brought a black leading character to the forefront that wasn't a punk, and he wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't no type of pushover. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Jada Pinkett kind of played off him. He didn't have to. He let her do her thing. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of made it, by him not saying anything in those situations, made him a better character. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind a sequel to that. I wouldn't have minded a sequel to that. That needed a sequel, actually.
Last Boy Scout?
Last Boy Scout?
Too. Yeah.
Last Boy Scout was great, but I can't give that a black action movie because he was dragging that dude around the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a Bruce Willis action film with let me drag Damon Wayans around for comic relief. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because I can't sit here and crack jokes through the whole show, and that's what this movie needs. Because if not, it's Die Hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
Oh,
it's
shit,
football,
Sean.
football Die Hard.
Hey, Martin for death, man.
no, that shit's hard. But I put that Puff. I put Mark for Death and Predator 2 are like the same movie. I like to watch them together because it's like they're interchangeable. You let them that could be all in one neighborhood in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like because that's how it needs to be. It has to be a bigger thing than just that. It's got to be a bunch of stuff going on. And
That's
then
there ain't no coming back.
they're killing everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I got one for y'all that we lost Independence Day.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
What?
I hate that movie. I'm sorry. I'm probably the only person, but I hate that movie. Man.
So expound on why you hate it, bro.
I don't like it because I thought it was overly corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to be that corny. Like, okay, there's a lot of factors in that movie at the time that didn't match, but because it was Will Smith, I passed them as being like, okay, cool. But they were basically the Obamas. You know what I'm saying? Like before being president and first lady, they were the Obamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that movie ushered in for the optics that people could see a couple like that being powerful. You know what I'm saying? But that movie was corny, man. I want to see Battlestar Galactica.
You know, the Fox a stripper in the movie though.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the alien at the end and all that. Just, I wasn't feeling it, man. I can't do it.
I feel it.
It's not me, man.
Well, how about Men in Black then? I mean, we gonna
Men in Black was hard.
The first one.
The first one. Men in Black was hard.
The second one with Rosario Dawson was decent too.
I like the first one. They could have stopped at the first one, but I understand why they went to number 2, and it worked.
And then made it a trilogy with the third one.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. They worked, but the first one was that shit.
Yeah, the first one's always going to be the best one when it comes to Men in Black series.
That had the best story. Like, that had the best, the characters in it. You know what I mean? Like, it was good. The big roach, like, that shit was tight. You know what I'm saying? It was like a comic. You know what I mean? It was like an Archie comic.
And one I think the roach was Edgar. Wasn't that old boy that played Kingpin in Daredevil?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is. Yeah.
But that movie had a lot of
Vincent D'Onofrio, or how you pronounce it. But yeah, that's him. That was him before he became the Kingpin. He was a big alien roach.
Giant roach, man.
All right. Next week, our top black comic book characters.
Which one?
Top black comic book characters.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
top
shit.
black comic book characters.
Top
man.
Black.
You mean the 7? No.
Oh, my God.
All 6 of
them.
them.
Like 4 of them. 4 of prominence.
And one of them we just talked about tonight.
Right?
Yeah, man, it's a few of them out there, man. They just don't get.
There's more than people give credit for. There's more than people know.
The Blue Marvel is going to be on WandaVision.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Watch
what I say. If Blue Marvel show up on WandaVision, you're gonna see some Blue Marvel fans that ain't never been Blue Marvel fans until
and a heartbeat.
They said he could come on because of that whole where she said the physicist. It don't have to be Reed Richards. It could be
Right.
Blue Marvel. But I think that it's but I don't know, man. I don't think she knows Reed Richards. You think she knows Reed Richards? Like
by the way,
the way I see it,
I would be somebody her mom knows.
The way I see it, man, I don't think that they would actually use a TV show to bring in Reed Richards. I mean, because you think about it, Fantastic Four is like that's the very first comic book, like modern Marvel comic book that came out.
The first family.
Right, the first family of Marvel. So I honestly think, and I could be wrong, but I think they'll actually give them Hank McCoy. Man, I'm telling you, I hope they don't
do that. Then you might as well just go on and put the X-Men on the docket for next year. You do that, you can't show that's what I'm saying. You can't show these X-Men characters this fast without nothing to set them up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or not even set them up. I mean, like they're already established characters, but to give them movies, like they got to be like they haven't been in the spotlight for a while. Like if you start throwing people out there, they're going to be wanting that. The fans are going to ask for that more than the Avenger movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather see a dope X-Men movie than an Avengers movie. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, I get you.
But with that, it's time for our hauls for the night. I do not have one.
What?
No.
I am surprised.
He's been running around. He ain't had no time to go get no haul.
Oh, no haul. I got a car collection haul, but I don't have a comic haul.
Been getting deep in them cards.
Hey, look what they put out there.
Lies.
Look, see, X surprised just like me. Like, what? You ain't got no
haul.
That don't sound right.
A part of hell done got cold.
All right, yeah. What you got, brother?
I got some stuff, but it's not within hand reach or whatever. But the next show I'm gonna show some stuff. You know, I told you I got some stuff coming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you know, I got a slab coming, and I got a key book that I've been looking for forever that I finally went ahead and secured. So and then I got an X-Men book that's going to whittle down my my number to 41. 41 is the magic number now before I have the full run of volume 1. So
all right. Good.
Yeah, I got a few things. Picked up my Future State stuff. Picked up Kara Zor-El, her second issue. Alternate, cause you know I got all my alt covers from. I had to get all my. Even though I said I wasn't gonna get none for the second issues, they actually did some really good covers, and I couldn't pass them up.
oh my god! See, that's what I want.
The Red X Teen Titans 2 cover, man.
I know X want that too.
I didn't know he was gonna be on the cover. I was actually looking at the regular cover and I saw it and I was like, well, I guess I'm getting that one. Robin Eternal, number 2. Nice little cover there on that one.
Big boot.
That Batman boot we always talk about. Batman just kicking in those, and apparently so is Robin now. I really do like the cover for this. This is Green Lantern, Future State Green Lanterns, number 2. Like I do like the redesign on John Stewart in this. Like he's always been the military man, so he's always had that clean cut look, but he's rugged in this comic book now, and he's got dreadlocks. So it's the first time you've seen John Stewart in that different type of style. Picked up Superman, Wonder Woman number 2. Picked up Future State Dark Detective number 3. The 2 Batmen are meeting for the first time. Then I picked up Justice League number 2, which is really good because, like I said, our girl from Far Sector is on the team, and they have officially announced that she will be joining the regular roster actually. When Future State is over and the Green Lantern comic book comes back again, she's gonna be in the comic.
Nice.
Yeah. Got these because my wife won a contest on Instagram, so I got some nice little Power Rangers covers. They're making a nice little comeback. Yeah. Power Rangers number. There's second print for this one, but it's still a really nice cover for this number 1 of Power Rangers. I like it's nice and basic.
Who is that?
It's one of the villains for the new Power Rangers. Yeah. Number 59. This is from near the end of the whole Shattered Grid stuff that they had going on, but it's still a nice little cover. And Power Ranger 61. And then these I picked up. One of the guys I follow over on Twitter, Peter's Comic Corner, he has an Etsy shop, so I picked up these 2 covers from him without breaking the bank. Power of X Storm variant.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, man, it's got her through all her costumes through the years on the cover.
What number is that?
This is number 1 of issue 1 of 6. So this is the first issue variant.
That came out this week.
No, this is old. This is from Power of X. That's old. But
I just saw that.
Yeah, I missed it too. And so when I saw it on his Etsy shop, I went ahead and snatched it up.
Wow.
That's a nice cover right there.
And then one of the Dark Knight Death Metal number 4 covers that I'm missing that I got to get the rest of them for. But they did band cover, and there's the Flash band cover with Flash on the drums.
Flash and the Rocket.
How much you pay for that?
I think I paid like $5, something like that for it. I ain't pay a whole lot for it.
Hey, they got that at the shop that shall remain nameless for about $25.
I did not pay double digits.
That book was $25.
I did not pay.
Look at that book. Look at the cover. The next time we go up there, I'm gonna show you that cover up there if you think I'm lying.
Why is that book $25?
Because it's a 1 in 25. It's a rare variant. It's one of the alt variants that you get. It wasn't a regular variant.
Who is driving down the road requesting to look for a 1 in 25 Flash band cover?
I'm telling you.
Who in the chat?
It's part of a connecting cover on top of it.
But see, this is the thing with that. This is what I mean with those 1 in 25s. Like, if you want the 1 in 25, you should be able to get the 1 in 25.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't get a 1 in 25 and charge $25 for it when the cover price says $4.99.
I paid maybe $5-6 for it tops. The best thing I got, hold on, let me grab this. The best thing I got when I got last week, but we didn't do the show last week. I got him to pull it off the wall over at Origins. I got them to sell me the promo map.
Middle Earth.
From Dark Knight's Death Metal. That's the map from when the Batman Who Laughs reshaped the Earth.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got the promo poster from Dark Knight's Death Metal.
Hey, man, that little piece of land in the middle look like the Wu-Tang symbol almost.
Wu-Tang Clan forever.
Yeah.
But that's it for me. But yeah, I got that. I paid maybe $5-6 for that cover. Ain't nobody paying $25
at Origin. At Origin.
No, I ordered the Dark Knight's Death Metal. I got off a shop on Etsy. I paid like $5-6 for it, and that included shipping for that one and the Power of X covered together. I paid under $20 for both of them comic books.
I need that Power of X though.
I gotta find the rest of them Dark Knight Death Metal covers though, because I want their connecting cover for all of them in the band together. Like Superman's on the guitar, and so is Batman's on the bass. Like Wonder Woman's on vocals or whatever. But it all connects together to make a pretty dope band cover from Death Metal. So I gotta hunt down the rest of them. But I ain't coming out pocket no crazy numbers for them, like $25. The cover's nice, but I ain't paying $25 for it. You can get that. Hey, it ain't worth $25.
Hey, Barbarian got a question for you in the chat.
But that's it for me. That's my haul.
I did pick this up.
Oh, there it is. Knew it.
I have Skybox, Marvel Universe.
He got the gloves on.
Oh yeah, because I got on. I was eating hot fries, so I don't miss the box.
He got the gloves on.
Yep. So with the car craze going on, dude had this at a very Very reasonable price.
Nice.
Still,
Which year is that?
this is 93.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are all connected. I have that complete set.
Have y'all seen? Matter of fact, Chris, I want to get with you anyway. We'll talk about this off air, but look for us to do a video on why you should be looking for these cards, and these cards are now becoming super expensive.
Yep.
I think this box goes for close to $1,000 now. So, oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, everybody, next week, Black comic book characters. Another week, we'll see the apology tour for WandaVision. And I'm sure we'll have more comic book news for each of you all next week. Want to tell Remo, thanks for joining the panel tonight.
Yes, sir.
For Chris, Al, Sean, X, Larry, who is enjoying himself on couples Valentine, who is on the backside of welding now, because we hadn't seen him at the same amount of time we hadn't seen Welder.
Now I think Welder got by a year on.
Now TC and Weldon, they both in another realm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they in Outworld somewhere.
Outworld.
Out
Yeah.
there.
Out there with what's my boy name? What's the gunslinger on Mortal Kombat? Aaron Black.
Yeah.
Aaron Black.
All right. Everybody, y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Make sure you check us out on the IG. And y'all make sure y'all check out Stay Puft, man. Stay Puft and AI. These two dudes be putting in some heavy work during the week.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Sean. So he's got a great Black History series going up each day. He's posting some cool stuff. So, and I forgot what he posted the other day, but it was something he posted. Oh, Evil Ernie. And I never knew a brother.
Man,
Blew my mind.
I had no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, no idea.
He did work for that. So
I was like, well, shoot, man, I might have to start looking at some Evil Ernie and some Lady Death now.
But if I knew that, I would have been buying Evil Ernie all along.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that blew my mind because I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought I didn't want to say that because I don't want to feel embarrassed. Like, damn, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Yep.
Make sure y'all check out Chris. Chris, tell them where you can find your podcast at, man.
They can find it wherever they listen to their podcast. Look up Outcast United. That is our podcast. Dropping a new episode. Actually, dropping a new episode this week.
All right. And we got a haul video on the way. So stay locked in here on the Comment Hall and Round Table Discussion. And Star Owner, y'all start that bullshit. Y'all